So, try to make this one quick. This and a couple things to take apart. Found these things right here. These gold fingers on them. Well, I forget what they call Molex or something. A little ribbon cable. This thing, the power supply. I don't know, probably $10 in the gold ribbon cable. I don't have no idea. I had sure. There it is. I swept up over here. Dragged my magnet. Found a lot of little bits and pieces of steel. Like that. Okay. So aluminum. Steel. Misc. These are old COVID tests. So I'll take my razor, cut that. I don't know. Material that is. It's nothing worthwhile, and I don't bother. Yeah. Junk. Good about that little bit of aluminum. I guess that's what I think it is. And if it's not like it weighs a lot. Yeah, tornado sirens go off earlier. I don't know if it ever landed anywhere. Got all my Yoda. Got all my stuff packaged in the Ford Escape. Only thing I didn't get in there was a real cheap, real thin steel shelving unit that is probably, I don't know, $1. And it's I couldn't get all the bolts out. some of the ones that would have made my plan to what I wanted to do wouldn't come out. I wanted to be able to just have it to where only the back or ones on the side, so I could just push each shelf down and it would lay flat. But the top one and the bottom one, for both of them, did the same thing. So I kept what screws there were and put that in the steel bin. And you can hear the thunder. Don't know if you could hear that. But do that and get some of this stuff here so I can have whatever bits and pieces I need to further. A little bit of aluminum, a little bit of steel. This goes down here with the circuit boards. But if I'm going to cash out tomorrow, want to have everything I can. I don't have anything else. I got one little thing over there in the basin. No, I just grab tomorrow. If I forget, oh well, just stay there in the basin. Oh no, I already got that. That's the aluminum pot. So those are, really can't see that too well, but if you can see the color difference on here, so this is going to be copper, and those right there are gold fingers. So it's an old COVID test kit, test strips and the test machine. It's found in the trash. So these will get cut down, the gold fingers, same thing with like the gold fingers for circuit boards and stuff. And when the time comes for me to do circuit boards, and I do need to kind of, you know what, maybe that's what I'll do after, right, since I'll have all that dumped out, and at least that'll be off my mind. Here's some more lumber. Can you hear, like the lightning and the thunder? Cause lightning before the thunder. There you go, back in the nosebleeds, trying to be a big star. Come from the land down under, 6'4" and full of muscle, right? I went up and I asked the guy, and he just handed me a bite of his sandwich, a piece of his sandwich. 6'4" and full of muscle. Well, I mean, I'm 6'4", not quite full of muscle. I come from the land down. That's not it. So these little gold fingers, I mean, they don't. There's no. I mean, compared, it's probably a half a gram. You know, so that's going to be 56 of these would equal a gram. Would equal an ounce. $5,000 an ounce for gold, $80 a pound for this. I mean, that's just stuff I'll just keep for a while. I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to try to extract this gold. Well, it's $6,000 an ounce for plaster gold, pure gold, 99% pure gold. Almost 6,000. I watch a channel called Klesch, K-L-E-S-C-H, I want to say. And he does a lot of like panning. He has his own little gold claim out in Colorado. That's the one who I just watch. It's just really relaxing, kind of watching pan and sluice and go through the river and stuff, or wherever he gets that from. But yeah, that is, and I've got one or two more in there, maybe a half an ounce, and that's all of it. You're better off walking around just trying to find gold on the street. And I took those off because I thought maybe there'd be screws in there, and they're down in here. So I want to get this stuff done. I mean, this string will not be long. I can't find my magnet. not this one. The one I have at the bottle opener from like the Golden Nugget. What do you call it? Damn it. Now you guys got too many words in here. Yeah, that stuff does all the little gold fingers. I mean, why? Why in the world would I? And all those ones, I don't know. I mean, you just got here, but there are probably 15 of these. You know, so that's a gold finger right here, but it's almost nothing in weight. I just fold it over so it'll stay protected. It's almost nothing in weight, but it's in the trash. And all I had to do is take my long stuff and grab it. It was worth nothing in the dumpster. Absolutely nothing. I mean, things have a value, but they're only worth something when it's transacted. We got all the lightning. Oh, I was using my hammer to break open a hard drive. Crammed my screwdriver all the way through the handle. So I don't think I'm going to get good enough grip on that. Maybe. All I got to do is get it to catch. If you're working on a... nope, that's one of those X's. If you're working on something, and if the nut or bolt or whichever isn't coming loose, all you have to do is start to get it one little bit of the weight every time. Just a little bit. As long as you can get it that little bit, the rest should work itself out. Damn it. I really don't, I hate using this extender thing. Damn it. Oh, well, there's one right here. Hold on, wait, what? Really? James. Okay. I'll take it. Well, welcome. I referenced you quite a bit. Wow. I feel, I don't know. There's a words that escape me. I mean, I hold you in regard, not quite, super regard, but I hold you in regard, and it's nice to have you here. Thanks. Let's see. So since you just got here, so I got these test kits, these COVID test kits. They expired a handful of years ago, and they have these little gold fingers on the bottom. And this Molex, I forget what type of, I've got a whole box over here of circuit boards, a bunch of gold finger stuff. Oh no, that does not go in the trash. And then, you're welcome. I had a few. Yeah, thanks. I'm actually, this is it today. I'm just breaking down the last fix. I'm cashing out tomorrow. I got everything but like some real thin steel sheet metal shelves that combined the two, which were maybe 6 feet, the two halves, or maybe like 10 pounds. I'm like, no, I'm not going to bother with that. It's just going right back in the dumpster. But this, if I can get my small flathead in there, I should be able to grip that screw. It's not a flathead, but yeah, I find stuff, and like I said kind of a little bit in a few comments, I find stuff in the two dumpsters that are right here. And you are the one primarily that got me into microscrapping. I like watching Thub. I don't know his first name, but I like watching him. He just has a lot of energy, but I like watching you because you break it down on what the value is for you around where you're at. I'm like, what? Hold on a minute. So I don't know exactly, but this would be, it's probably 10 ounces. Might be a little more. Not a whole lot. 5 cents a shred. When I take it apart, I get $1 out of it. for time I was doing nothing with anyhow, yeah, why won't I spend time and make a few bucks? Or try to at least. But I am learning, and that's why I watch you guys. But the place up here, they don't separate brass. They only separate red brass. So all white and yellow brass is the same. All steel, unless it's not magnetic. So the stainless steels, all steel is the same. I didn't ask them about aluminum. I probably have 60 pounds of aluminum, just finding stuff in the dumpster. And then copper, I think it's $3.30 bare bright and $1 something for shielded or insulated. And then whatever, and I got some zinc aluminum, some straight up different type of zinc, some lead, some pewter. Stuff sitting around doing nothing. So this is the smallest screwdriver I have. Well, besides not being able to get in that. So that is save it for a rainy. Damn it, it's raining outside as I speak. This is going to be a quick snap at the hammer. You may take apart stuff like this all day long, whatever you do, as soon as you start swinging a hammer. And James, if you're still here, I saw you pull that razor blade to your hand and I irked. Yes, and then he said, you should never do this. And I said it the other day, it's like, if all tools you're going to mess with, these will hurt by quite a bit, right? But you get a blade, that's it. Bye-bye finger. But yeah, I irked when I saw you do that. I said, I was like, he should know better. What the is he doing? And then he's like, don't ever do this. But anytime I'm swinging a hammer, those go on. Where we go here? Yeah, I know better. Yeah. Yep, I tell my wife about it. I was like, I'm surprised. I mean, I don't even know you like that. I'm like, oh, you should know better. What I'm trying to do is get this little bit of wire out of that. That's what these are for. So nothing. I checked before it started raining for more stuff for me to take apart before I cash out, and there was nothing. I'm like, well, if I'm cashing out, then I'm going to take whatever last. See right there, whatever last little bit. And I even turn my head. Last little bit I can get. I mean, I'll keep going back just because all this stuff is out there. And go to think, James, that I had emailed you. And I said, hey, I got this stuff. I'll send it to you if you mention my channel. And you're like, no, man, I don't quite do it like that. What have you, whatever it was. I was like, all right, cool beans. You know, no problem. I'm not pressed about it. So I kept it. And then I watched another one of your videos. Like, you know what? If he can do it, and then the only tools I had was like a couple of them that are in there, a couple of screwdrivers, and this that I started off with. And just open it up and screwdriver, just twist and twist and twist. And then I went to Harbor Freight, spent like $50 on tools, and that's made a massive difference. These are Quinn. So I got some stronger handle, stronger ones. These are about the same thing, just a little different. Some channel locks. Some nut nabbers. My brother, he's an electrician. Nut nabbers. A razor blade. This. I mean, no brand affiliation by any means, but this. It's good to have a huge load. Yeah, it was fun. It really, it's something that really irritating. The one thing that really did I want to say surprised me is like one of those Eden Pure portable heater things. Just like those, they've got like copper inner heat conductor tubes, and then there's a whole other. There's like 1.5 pounds of just copper, sheet copper. I was like, oh, okay. And then the transformer was like this big in one of them, in that one. And this is mostly filled. Let me ask while you're here, do you know if, so I have the MOSFET BEX. Not the part where the screw goes in, the copper part. Is there silver on those? But aside of that, this is all sterling. Like pieces of sterling. And then the silver contacts are all in this little thing. And my silver dime. But is it silver that backing where the plastic was for the little crystal, whatever it is? I have some right here. And of course, none of these are the kind that I need. But where the the metal part would be right here, where that black part is there, is the brass part, where this black part was before. Underneath, does that contain silver, or do these? Because I have these right here. Because I watched you, like I'm just saving them. Like, all right, well, they don't take up any room. Let's get back to this. Let's chat. Yeah, you said something about that, about the being burned on shout outs and stuff. So I mean, it didn't bother me. I'm such a small channel, such new to scrapping. But I'll tell you what, it used to be when I would put go live and I would oh my goodness, these ninium hard drive magnets. When I put stuff away for eBay, this is all like eBay books and stuff, and I do CDs and DVDs and stuff. But either way, I would get more people in with that. But when I do this teardown, this is when I get more people come in, which is cool. Let me get back to this. So I mean, that didn't really bother me too much. You're more established than me. Say folks turn out and say really offensive things, and yeah. Oh well, it's fair that you don't want to do shout outs for other people. Yes, might know. The electronic strap guy. I saw him. So I started. I don't know how long ago. Maybe it was like a month ago. William Walhert, something like that. The electronic strap guy will know. He came in, joined my live one day when I was just taking. I don't know what I was taking apart. And then he went live the other day. And then I jumped in there, and then electronic scrap was there. Then I said hi. Then ES came over here, and I kind of in William's chat, I kind of said, "Hey, I just started doing this." He's like, "Oh man, ES." I was like, "Oh man, I love it. I love it all." So, but aside of that, it's just in that container. Like I mean, I don't. This is a 900 square foot apartment. This is not big out here by any means. You make do with what you got. Like when I started tearing the stuff down, I made do with what I had. This, a couple screwdrivers, and that hammer is all I had. And then I kind of died down for, I don't know, like a week. And then then I saw copper went back up. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll just keep doing this. There's a golden ticket. Yeah, I'm still kind of, James, I'm still kind of, if you're here, I'm still enamored at that one thing that you got that had, I don't remember, it was probably yay big, and it had all those gold circuit boards on it. It should, I don't remember where you said you got it or how you acquired it, but I was wow. And me not even really knowing the values of that. What you big hands. Can't get these grips. I could tear these. I could put these in my hand and just rip these things right out, but I can't grip this fine stuff. Little bit of copper. Where am I? I got aluminum, copper. Yeah, that was something else for sure. And that's all going to go in as one. That vintage hard drive. Yeah, I think that's, I don't know. No, because you just did a hard drive, was it? Yeah, it was real old. I don't remember the exact weight, but it had like 6. Oh, it had a slot cards, like a bunch of slot cards. So it could, I mean, very well was an old hard drive. That was all just RAM hard drive then. Same thing we have now for SSDs. It's just then it was just RAM. It just RAM that was slower. It just kept the information, and it would cycle back, keep the information. How are we going with copper? Steel. Then I watched that William guy, and he has a hammer mill. I was like, that was very interesting to see that. Loud. Very loud. Close that up. That's the leftover of the leftover. A couple things. A couple other things I already took apart and had outside. Probably should have smashed that with a hammer. I'll get to it in a minute. That piece. Old medical equipment, I think. Yeah, those massive gold IC chips on it, and then all the finger boards like every other one. Yeah. It's kind of, I don't know how to say it. Maybe it's the wrong way to say it, but people, I think that people grow in appreciation for scrap and the value, not only for the hot and everything else, but they grow an appreciation for that kind of stuff in the scrapping when you actually do it. To me, and then I'm gonna be honest, James, when I first started watching, it's like, why the fuck is this guy taking a half an hour to tear this thing down for $1? And then you actually do it. You're like, oh, it's fun. It's entertaining. You get to help the environment a little. And it's a hobby that pays for itself. So now I see. Now I see why. And I just kept watching. I was like, oh, well, that one's worth that. Oh, well, that's worth that. Oh, okay. And now with the price, I mean, brass is $2.20 a pound. Scrap up here. It's fun. It is relaxing, man. Because I would be sitting there doing nothing. I'd be watching you take stuff apart, make money doing it. Literally. That's why I quoted you, or not quoted you. I quoted, or I said that before in some of my videos. Like, or I could be doing this, or not doing this. And you know what? All my recycle batteries already. I'll take all my batteries up to recycle. All the other different ones. I could be sitting down doing nothing. Or I'd be sitting here doing this. I could be doing nothing, watching somebody else do this. With their own little... And I just swept this area up. I mean, I knew it was going to happen. So this is a... so I can get that ribbon cable. Yeah, I just took apart a 65-inch TV. Never again. I mean, it wasn't bad, but it was just a lot. It was a lot on this table. It was a lot. Probably the back was probably at least 20 pounds of steel. And then I think it was 12 ounces of circuit boards that are laid on aluminum. Have little LEDs, and they're all over the back. There's about 12 ounces of that circuit board laid in aluminum. So that stuff is in a container that I'm going to ask questions to the guy. Jamie is the guy's name who works up here. And he's like, yeah, bring it up. Ask all the questions. I was like, I mean, if you help and, you know, greatly increase my knowledge, I don't see why I shouldn't keep going up there and giving them stuff. I end up with less stuff and more money from stuff I think of like this. I should, assumingly, be able to get 1,000, 1,200 a year, roughly, scrapping from stuff that I get on the property where I rent. That 1,200 a year is 1 month's rent. So this apartment complex management is inadvertently paying me to pay them rent. Yeah, that's one way, optimistic way how to think about that. But I would, I plugged it in and it didn't work. By the time I got to the board off, there was a resistor that was blown all the way down to the very bottom. You could see the burnt board. I could smell it. Well, you couldn't. I could. So, and then the screen was cracked. But let's see here. The two TVs that are upstairs are probably could have kept that on there. Just get that whole board price. Because I'm not going to try to rip all that off. No, not yet. The two TVs we have upstairs were trash finds. But it was that juice. I mean, it was kind of worth the squeeze, the juice. Hey, do I keep these LCD boards for board sort? You know, I didn't see anything on their website about them. But I cracked that one open. Oh no, it's just glass. An ouchie glass. That one got me. These. All right, so these came from inside a smoke vape. Just different. They are, if they were brass, maybe they are. But I don't think they would be. Because it's going to be transfer high temperature. And so you have jets where you live. I have planes where I live. Or trains. But I don't think it's stainless because it does not weigh like stainless would. Worst I can do is put it in brass because all my other brass that I have is 99.82%. It's all perfectly clean. So if a couple pieces of non-brass end up in there, oh well. Wrong one anyhow. What do I have my brass? That's steel. That's copper. Oh, I'll put it in with aluminum. Most TVs. Heck yeah, yes. Am I missing something here? Yeah, most TVs. Yeah, James, man, thanks for stopping by. Don't forget to hit that sub button. That does help for my wee little store or me little channel. But I do scrapping more often than I want because I find stuff every day. But thanks again for stopping in, man. Really appreciate it. Now that the cat's away, I'll go in there. So that's a USB end. That goes in my bin of USB, DVI, VGA, SATA. This was, I think that was a charger for a Kodak camera. All these little, all the stuff that board sort would take. There might be a couple things in here that they wouldn't. HDMI ends. The whole DVI one I cut open. Switch. DVI. So that's where those ends go. These go out with dirty brass. Let's put that in there anyhow. I get that plastic off. Actually, I was able to yank a bunch of these off. Gold connector ends. Yes, exactly. And the reason why I know that is probably a month ago. Well, I would say this. I saw the video a month ago. There you go. So somewhat clean piece of brass. I don't need to go too crazy on that, but I bet you I can yank it out of there. Where's my small one? And James had made a video about that board, or about them buying the ends. And the if I can't, then oh well. Yeah, that's just going to be. I have a little container that's got some dirty brass in it. Not much. This I smack with the hammer. Another one of those. Some ends. That is. I'm not going to bother. That is way too small. I actually started tearing a whole bunch of different sizes down, and about a little bigger than this. Basically, where it starts the iron steel part, the whatever it is, it's not like just the magnetic, it's the iron steel. Those ones tend to be a little, but these little ones, but that is thicker copper. You know what? Let me see. Let me get this stuff in there. So I saw that video that they buy. I'm like, oh, well, I'll spend a day and I'll do those. And that's what I did. One day. It's probably steel. See, that's why I like my other magnet. Because it's a bigger magnet. Are you kidding? Okay. That's brass. So is that one. I gotta prop this up somehow. E-Waste Mike. Yes, I've seen one about E-Waste Mike. A lot of his videos are an hour long. Yeah, I mean, I will. I'll give anyone a follow. With those hour long videos, unless I'm just really not doing anything. So I can't say I play. I mean, I really don't play like I used to, but Fallout 4. And there's a channel called Rad King, and he goes through all kinds of Fallout lore and stuff like that. And he put out a video today about the super mutants. It was a little over an hour long, and I turned it on and I listened for about 10 minutes. And then I just left the room and kept it playing. But maybe it's another, there's E-Waste. Oh, it's not E-Waste, it's Big Stack? Does that ring a bell? Big D Stack or something? That's magnetic. A lot of his are an hour long. And that's the way to do it right there. Just get a crucible and go to town. Get over here. Another connector. I don't think my screwdriver is small enough to fit in those. Yeah, I'm all about the learn, especially when it comes down to this, because I want to say there's tons of different metals. There aren't, but that are widely used. But the process and the organization. A lot of my videos when I talk about eBay or about organization, matter of fact, I said that today in today's video. Structure and a system. You can go without dedication, you can go without motivation, you can go without everything, but I'll guarantee if you have structure in what you're doing, you don't need the motivation and dedication. If you have a system for that structure, as meaning for eBay wise, I'm going to get these pictures, I'm going to get it listed, I have this box, the stuff needs to be put away, system done. So I need to pick up. So ideally for me, would it make sense? I mean, I'm going to crack it open anyhow, but I'm learning on the sizes of ones I just don't waste my time on. And I really don't want to say waste my time. The LED controller. I don't want to. Oh, there's my magnet. I don't want to quite say it like that, like waste my time. But if I can be more efficient. But the big thing is, like James wrote that when you start off with that big belt swoop, that's where that's well, he didn't quite say it like that, but that's where the learning really comes in, and that rings very true because the first winter we were here in 2020, as a reseller, you want to make sure you have winter inventory, especially if you live in a winter-bound state. So I'm in Northeast Ohio. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe UEC. Aren't you from UK or Canada or something? But either way, I wanted to make sure that I had inventory, so I found a bunch of DVDs somewhere out in Parma. So the west side from where I'm at, and I got 700 DVDs. Oh, well, where? What was that saying? Oh, so I got a bunch of DVDs, and I paid like $500 for 700, and it was 700 some high change and a Dark Shadows Coffin DVD set. And from those 700, I learned about genres. I learned about what to look for. I learned this, learned that, because I got it all at one time, and I made my mistakes and I made my knowledge at that time. Each one I'm doing. Same thing with everything that I had, especially stuff had to be taken apart. Learned it all at once. Well, learned what I could with what I had at once. And then each time, especially taking like, what's it taken apart? Outlets. I learned real fast after the first one to undo all those screws first. Because if you don't and you rip it apart, the brass isn't going to come out because you got all that plastic in the way. So I learned pretty quick. That steel is going to stay on that. 2 fell swoops with the hammer for those. We're still northeast. Oh. Yeah. So I don't know exactly where in Medina County. It's a big area, encompasses Brunswick and Ridgeville and all those. I don't know if Ridgeville's in Medina, but I lived on off of Marks Road. I don't know how old you are, but you may remember an apartment complex that was called the Mud Huts. I was right by the fairgrounds. I lived there back in the late 90s in Huntington Place Apartments. I go to Goodwill. They're in Medina all the time, and up in Brunswick, I go to the Goodwill and the VUA, Volunteers of America. I'm up there all the time, down there. See, I see other people put them in a vise. I'll say maybe 1 out of every 10 I do, I'll lose the inner parts. I can't get it all. It's a pretty good ratio. And you twist and clip and do the hokey pokey. No, I don't. So type up James A. Garfield Museum. I can hit a golf ball, which I don't play golf, but I can hit a golf ball twice and take out one of the windows in that house. It is 2 traffic lights. Well, 3. But at that third one, you take a right. It's right up the road. I grew up in Brimfield. Spent a lot of time in Kent. And then we lived in Merriman Valley down in Akron, down by Stan Hewitt Hall. So if you watch some of my other videos, I mentioned the areas where I go, like Avon, which is directly north of you. Quite a bit directly north, but directly north. Sheffield, which is up there. Parma. I had smaller ones. If I can read this backwards. There you go. Clean and dirty, just like that. I don't know what the dirty grass is. I don't even know what really they do up here at the Painesville place. This, I need this for. I have no idea. I mean, this looks like another vape pen part thing. Whatever it is, it's steel. That wouldn't hurt it. Whew, that was menthol. I don't have enough light in here to see that, but I can see the... Yeah, it's just... The one I'm going to be going to is called Painesville Recycling. There's another one down in Willoughby Hills, or Willoughby, I shouldn't say Willoughby Hills, saying that a scrapyard in Willoughby Hills is like saying that there's a bunch of Ford Pintos driving around Hudson. It just, no. You don't have a scrapyard up in Willoughby. It's like saying that you got, I don't know. It's a fairly affluent area. Willoughby, yes, has that scrapyard. Yeah, that was definitely menthol. I mean, that little bit is worth 1/20th of a penny. But it's not going to landfill. I do not, Yoda. And D-E-R-E-K. Saves you a little bit of energy when you spell my name correctly. See, that's a little thicker copper on there. For that those are easy to take apart. Yoda, I will say. So I mentioned Ramsey, and I found you to flip every once in a while. His story on how he got his and the tons and tons of stuff he has. Oh, there we go. Is from storage unit buying. And he's a physical media seller. No, I just go to the thrift stores because there's so many up here. But who was I talking to? EC. What was I saying? I forget what I was saying. See, that one's. I mean, it's gonna be a little. You know what? Probably do this. So I already have that much gone. What am I saying? Yeah, I wonder, still I wonder, who stopped the rain? Yeah, so yeah, easy. Yeah, you should. Well, I didn't see if it was coming from that direction. I lived out in Medina, like I said, for a little while, and back on Ledgewood behind the Walmart there. Walmart, Kmart, Walmart. I worked at the Applebee's, and there was a restaurant there right beside Applebee's way when ago called Sagebrush. So I worked there in Sagebrush. This is 98, 99. Enjoying my younger years. Working as a server. Worked for a bigger landscape company out there called Goodson, Goodson. And Sean Goodson and Sean Waite used to have their own company until they split apart back in the late 90s. And Sean Waite, his family owns the Waite Funeral Home Services out there in Medina. So, I mean, that one wasn't too bad. So I got another one. I mean, at least that was easy copper instead of getting whatever you would get for non-broken up copper spools. I don't know. So I am very familiar. I was just on Kingsway off of Ledgewood there not too long ago. So I got, you can actually see it right here. I'll show it. A real nice mountain bike. There you go. Front. Yes, that is old 1990s Shimano XTR. And then I have the wheels are right here. But I was down in Chardon at one of the thrift stores where I go frequently. And I see a bike. I've been wanting a bike. I used to ride way. Oops. Not quite there. I used to ride way when ago. And I'm approaching from the parking lot. I see it. I'm thinking, like, just looking at the Univega. Well, I didn't know it was Univega. I thought it was like the old Magna, how theirs used to be kind of like that Fonte style. And then I see Univega. I'm like, oh, I know Univega. It's like if you're a road biker and if you're looking for something from the 70s and 80s and you saw Ross or Peugeot. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's definitely a retro brand from then. But I see it's a Univega dual suspension, right, with some nice Fox RX rear shock and the Judy, I think it's a Judy XD front and XTR. Yeah, I'm buying that for $40. That was $2,800 in 1996. Take a guess on what it's worth now. Well, everybody can use a computer. About $5,000. So yeah, I paid $40 for it. And then I reached out on some Facebook, just local Facebook. I wasn't on any groups. I joined some groups. And I was like, hey, I got this Univega. Where can I take it to get it serviced. And everyone's like, hey, go talk to Bike Johnny in Medina. Sure, I know Medina. So I took the bike down there, talked to him for a little bit. He kept it for like over a year. And I wasn't really doing anything with it. You know, if it would have been here a week earlier or a year later, it wouldn't matter because I haven't rode it. And took it down there and he serviced it. He got a new chain. I bought most of all the parts. So it's got a new chain, pedals, the rear gears for the rear derailleur. Those gears are new. The shocks, the rear shock was serviced. The front is fine. The cog and the cassette and the main crank were taken out and repacked. No, I don't think the cassettes were. One of them were. One of them was. I mean, I could sit here and hold that wheel like that and just spin it, and it'd still be spinning from when I had my bike up if I did that. It's just, you know, I got Surface, SERFPHAUS, Surface tires or something. Sheriff, I think they're called. Kind of like a hybrid. And a handful of other things. Painted it, new tubes, new tires and tubes, new cable housing, new cables, water bottle bracket, a new seat, a charger seat, handful of things. And it cost me like another $200 or something in parts. But it is nice. But that thing weighs about as much as a high end, like a Jamis or a high end bike does now. Like a $10,000 bike weighs what that thing does. So that's a very, very light bike for its time frame. I think it was like 26 pounds. With wheels, no like accessories, just the wheels and the bike. If you add the brackets and the you know, all the other stuff, it's going to go up. But another way on how I could do this is just break this. And believe me, when you're 6'4", me, find a bike that's a 22 or 23 at a random store, random thrift store. So when I find, yep, I don't care if I don't ride it for 5 years. I got a $5,000 bike. I need to, because my knees are a popping. Get those muscles going again. Anyhow, so that's my little story about my stories about Medina. And I go there all the time. You know what? I don't mind if you don't mind. I mean, it has nothing to do with reselling. If you want to, hit me up sometime and email and be like, hey, dude, I'll meet you out someplace out there. I don't drink. Quit drinking six years ago. But I'll stop down and eat some lunch with someone. Strangely, when I lived down there at the Mud Huts, we went to go, there was that little restaurant. I was right beside that marathon off of Huntington and Marks. A little marathon there. And there was a little restaurant right beside it. I don't know if it's still there. But they had, like, if you can guess whatever this is, you put your answer in the bowl, and if you win, they contact you. So the question was, in the song by Iron Butterfly, what does In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida stand for? And I wrote In the Garden of Eden. And so I eventually won my treat to a free dinner or whatever it was there. In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida, you know that I love you. Yeah, J4. So if you go, it might even be in the news archives. I don't know. So Huntington Place Apartments back in probably 1999, the apartment of J4 was raided. I was one of the itinerant tenants of that apartment. And I get back and their SWAT team were like, hey, where are you going? It's like, I'm going to J4. Can't go there. Why? Because we raided it. Do you live there? Well, kind of transient. All right, then get out of here if you don't want to go to jail. So I left. So you might be able to find that in the police records or the Medina Gazette. J4 Huntington Place Apartments had it been the end. I've been probably summer of '99. Yep. Those were the days. Those were the days when cops are raiding your apartment. Like, you can go if you want to. If not, you're going to jail. Bye. I'll see you later, man. No, I won't. But if you want, feel free to hit me up an email when I'm going out that way. Where do you live in? Like, is that Sebring is out there? Yeah, Sebring's just west. Tell you what, though, that was kind of nice to have James come in. When I saw that in chat, I see someone like highlighted "Hello Scrap It." I'm like, what? Cool. You want to? You want to? I can feel it. Yep. Hey, what? That's kind of well. At least that's steel. William told me that those magnets and stuff like that go in as steel, so that's what I'm doing. And it's not like it's a whole bunch. I even have my gloves right here. My wife used to work for a company that did stuff with Amazon. She has a handful of these. And these are small. Oh no, these are large. But I am not in the position to be needing to be reading. I wash my hands when I'm done with all. Each time I wash them. Got my knuckle. Probably would have hurt less if I had those gloves on. Dude, seriously? And this is why I watch some of these scrapper channels. Like, how would you tend to this? I'm trying to get right here so I can just pop it all off. There it goes. Then I cut that right there. Steel. I mean, you figure that magnets would go as steel. They are iron. And you need that iron to make steel. Go to the one that has the least stuff. Yeah, I can't imagine needing like power tools. You know, we were watching I think you popped in EC. Watching William. He's using those power tools and the grinders. I mean, there's going to be a time if I continue to do this, I can't have power tools in this little apartment. All right, so as opposing to a penny a shred, now I've got $3.30 a pound. So this one right here was worth it. A lot of the other much smaller little transformers and stuff that the wire is just so small, it's so tedious. You get caught on one little edge of something, it's just not going to come undone. And for the most part, the ones that I did not crack open, all those have a light coating on it. It's not. I did crack open most of all the other ones, and after a certain size, I'm like, that is just way too much. I'm trying to maximize to get. I'm trying to get 2 pennies from a half a penny. You gotta know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away. When the stripping's done. You better count your wires as you're processing it down. There'll be plenty of time for cashing out when the scrapping's done. You gotta know when. There. Almost. I can almost retire now. Knowing the building. Knowing to walk away. Let me get this. Go. Wow. All you gotta do is get it open. And then it falls apart like butter. And this one. All you gotta do is get one part out. You can break it like butter. And then this. I mean, I may just have to take this one outside and just wham. It's only plastic. I'm not doing anything with the plastic. And then these right here, when you're sitting at the table, scrapping out your wires, you've plenty of time cutting yourself if you don't wear gloves. My wife probably heard that, like, no, he cut himself. Yep. Trying to find my little cut yourself thing. There it is. So these little things to me, I mean, to yank this little bit of aluminum and that coil right there, you just break it in half and you get that copper out. These are worth it, at least to me, my patience and my time to do these. And usually I can yank those off, but this one is not. With plenty of time for gambling when the dealing's done. So I missed you. That sounds infatuative. Missed you today. Well, you missed me today, I should say. I was outside. Well, that live has not gone. It wasn't much. It was like 2 hours. I'll be sorting out. I mean, I went through the brass, right, all my different brasses, and I found like maybe 10 more little contact arms, what have you, with silver contacts on them. And a few things were where they shouldn't have been. So I got that stuff organized all in different little containers and in different bins, and all the stuff I've accrued, minus that little shelving unit, is all in the truck. And I talked to Jamie today. He's like, yeah, come on in. I told him, I was like, you said to come in during the middle of the week, and preferably, or it's slow when the weather's bad. Well, today is like 75. Tomorrow it's going to be 35. So he's like, yeah, that's perfect. Come on in, and I will show you. Like that, I'm trying to cater to you because you're going to cater to me and help teach me. So I can learn more, so I can help you, so you can help me. Like I say at the end of my eBay videos, help me, help you, so we can help other people learn about selling physical media on eBay. Same principle. When you have that kind of I don't want to say that's good word. Sharing gears, if you will. Like, I want to share with people stuff that I know of that can help. Then I will. And I didn't have YouTube. I've been on eBay for decades. Before my wife and I met, and it'll be 21 years this July. And Well, that one just wants to come right on up out of that. That's fine. Works for me. No, maybe it doesn't. What was I saying? Oh, but all the other stuff, you know, throughout the years, I wasn't really like a heavy seller. And then you probably know the company Window Nation. Um, I was their canvas manager. Actually, I did a little bit down in Canton. I was canvas manager out in Pittsburgh for a little while. And then COVID hit when I was supposed to be a manager out in Pittsburgh again. And then that slowed everything down. And then after they lifted that, then I just canvassed in Canton. But I mean, I went to Medina County often. Steel, aluminum, probably steel. Oh, these neodymiums. Neodymium magnets with little fingers. So that should be easy. This one. Yeah, if you watch any of my eBay videos, I'll. This is going to break that plastic. Oh, good. Even better yet. I thought it was just going to break the plastic. So if that's just going to be that weak, probably just do this. Now let's do it with the stronger ones. No need to dull out the blades with the small ones. I was seeing a lot of times very poorly, but nobody's complained yet. Actually, I got a request. Like, no. Sold something that had the word true in the title of CD. I forget who it was now. Had true in the title. And that reminded me of the song by Spandau Ballet, True. And that is high pitch. It's like me trying to sing Take Me On by Aha. Not gonna happen. Not gonna do it. Wouldn't it be prudent? No new taxes. Oh, it's pretty cool to have James stop in. And then these, to get those out, usually I'll use a small screwdriver. My smaller Phillips head screwdriver, and go pop, pop, pop up video, pop up. My trash container, I just emptied it. It's full. So I got this thing, and then that MOSFET. I'm not worried about that brass. No, I should probably do that. So it's all done. That's why I did this video. That's why I did it. Get to the chopper. That's why I did it. And let's see what else I get tomorrow. So in my time already from doing, I don't know, probably about 20 of these, I found out that just giving it a hammer smack right there where the plug points were, will pop that off. Most of the time it'll just pop it right off. And then that whole thing just slides right out. I learned that. Same thing with this one here, but except for where the opening is for the wire. Give that a swap and it comes off. Before my first time, I did not know that. And I'm like, man, there's got to be a better way. Sure enough, trial and error. This one was just as easy for me to do it like, oh, cool, that one just came completely clean. And that means I might be able to. I might. I was lightning before the thunder. Who do you think you are? Think about being a big star. My retirement amount of steel. iron. The humidity kick, I mean, it's not bad, right? But it just stormed. Again, the tornado sirens went off earlier. And then that rain and that storm just kind of went down toward the Chardonnay area. I didn't see where it went from there, but that's the direction it was headed. Pokey wires. Can't stand those pokey wires. Batteries for the cycle. So I don't have, I do have longer, skinny screwdrivers actually. This was a dumpster dive find right here when we lived down in Merriman Valley. And it just has like loose junk tools in it. No tool is a junk tool. It's the best tool if you use it for what it's supposed to be used for. All I got to do is get Phillips or flathead to grab it. And if it'll start coming out, takes a little time. Sometimes. Hold on, is that REM? Ah. That's why I keep the tools and the screwdrivers and stuff like that I find in the trash, i.e. this Craftsman screwdriver. Right? This is my bigger screwdriver. That is another screwdriver, but a little different. And then I've got my smaller flathead. So I found a new tool. So, cool. Not the right one. This is probably an 1960. But guess what? We got a loose chicken butt. That doesn't sound right. But it's better than smashing it open with the hammer and everything flying all out the patio. It's a lot easier to take these. It's easier to take these much smaller things apart than having to have to worry about power tools. My brother is a state electrician. He his company, well, he has part of it up by up in the best area is Ellet. ELLET, if I acronym it by the blimp hanger. And then the main business is down in Worcester. And he's a state electrician. And he very rarely, and he's been an electrician since the 80s. And he very rarely uses power tools. I don't know. I mean, I can't say that I take after him on that regard, but he doesn't. Barely. When you're sitting at the table and the scrapping's done. Not yet. See, that screwdriver's just a tad not there, but this one You gotta know where you stole them. We're gonna go with some country road. Take me home to a place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home, country road. We got Kenny Loggins and John Denver. Those look like a bunch of gold points or something on there. I'm not the master at this by any means. Yeah, gold contacts right there for that ribbon cable, or gold plated. It's colored enough. Whatever those things are. They're steel. But if you try to rip that off, when I do boards, I'll worry about all that. I was saying Juice Newton in one of my videos. And I always say, don't call me angel in the morning, angel. Don't kiss my cheek when you walk away. My wife doesn't like that because those aren't the words. She said, that's not the words. And I do that all the time. Because every day we're getting closer, going faster than a roller coaster. Love like ours will surely come my way. Hey, 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 hey. Cut those wires into pieces. Well, it'll be 3 pieces. Ooh. Look at that nice little gold connecty thingy there. That's pretty decent board. Yeah, we'll at least get that brass off there. Probably get all those too. Oh, that's a whole chip. Looks like it. Hey, look at all that gold on the back. And I can get this. Brass-a-roni. And I'll worry about the rest when I do boards, right? And there's some real small little chips on there. off with your lid. Ooh, there we go. Stainless or brass? We're going with brass. That's why I check them. So I gotta say, check each one all the time. Hold on a minute, watch this. Go away. Shut your mouth. Go away. Mama like a boo-boo day. Shut your mouth. Get out of my way. Harry Belafonte. Mama like a boo-boo day. All right, fine. I'll just cut you right down the middle. It is kind of weird. EC, if you're still here. I mean, because I don't put the locations for like where I'm streaming, like my city location, or where I filmed or recorded or what have you. So the fact that you found me and you're 45 minutes away, you found me as a micro scrapper, or all those billions of people on this planet. Really, this is just for a little piece of brass. But it's plastic. Why isn't it just... That was interesting timing. Someone screamed outside, and instantly, the whoop whoop went whoop whoop. This is why I like to have my little, all my stuff, and I'm kind of squared in here. Because now I'm trying to find my small snips. I'll just do this. There. They're right here. I've actually, in some of my live streams, when I actually mention channels or whichever, especially if they're smaller channels than me channel, I mean, I'm not going to mention or drop link like the history channel or something, but small individual independent channels, other reselling channels, if I talk about them in a regular video or a live stream, I will tag them. And James is, he's come by and he's, you know, I tagged him one, like, hey, thanks for the, you know, most likely 10. And some more, they're not brass, but they're going in with brass. No, you're going to stay just like that. And like a lot of other people, same reason why I started watching Clash. I started watching him, and he was doing, ow. He was doing, he would go in front of, like, jewelry shops in New York City and take a shop vac and a screwdriver and clean up all the cracks and suck up all that dirt and debris. And he'd come back home and he'd sift through it. You get rid of all the dust and stuff, and you end up with gold flakes and silver flakes and gems and stuff right outside of a jeweler's. Well, I mean, I don't know all of the thinking on why he did it that way. It makes sense since that's what he did. Huh. And then he does like gold panning and sluicing. And I watched him. And this is during COVID. And I was watching Scrapping Pallet Guy, Scavenger Mike, Dumpster Dave, I think. Dave the Dumpster Diver, or something like that. And Thub. Just kind of get an idea on stuff that you can run about. The average run-of-the-mill stuff. Go find a dumpster, and chances are you'll find something good. Just figure out ways on how to make, a few extra bucks during COVID. And I just never did anything. I never proverbially pulled the trigger. I watched James, my old Kent State University account. They cut that out if you're not like employed or a student or something. But I started watching him probably 4 years ago. One of my cats sounds like Bruce. He's the heavy talker. Bruce! So we have 5 cats in this little apartment. 4 black cats. Mama's name is Dracula, or Drac. And she had 6 kittens. We got rid of 3, and we have 3 remaining. They're like 3 years old now. Same thing. And Monkey, she's the youngest, or the I don't even know if she's the youngest. By all means, they all came out pretty much the same time. She's the smallest, and feisty. And then we have Rigby, which he got his name Rigby because he liked to play punchies with your feet and with all the other cats when he was younger. And we have Bruce, and he's a big cat. He's not like a super big cat, but out of all of them, he's bigger. And then we have a snowshoe Siamese. And if you go on my playlist or if you go to my lives, you scroll down a little, she's in a screenshot because I picked her up one time. She wanted to scratch at me, and this was a couple months ago. And that sounded like Bruce. He is the talker. He walks like he has ataxia, which is something that affects like the ear balance, and cats walk like they're drunk. He always walks like he's drunk. He always like bopping into stuff so he can rub against it. And then he flops. If I pick him up right now, he'll just turn around and go and just flop right on my shoulder. He's a cool kid. So all we have on here is, we'll see if this is, those are steel as steel can be. I'll take this. And do what did he do. That is too small for me to even worry about. Some of them could be bigger, copper. Yeah, that's all small strand. And that's what I did with a lot of the other ones. If they're like really small strand, if they weren't like this size, I really would, because it just gets so fucking tedious. All this little bit of stuff I will go through. It's just going to get, well, not that one. These things are just going to get stacked like that, and they're going to go right in the passenger seat with all, a couple of the other miscellaneous things that I did at the end. Come on, Bruce. Break this MOSFET, finish that. Oh, no, and there's all this. Bonus. All right. Non-sticky stuff. Oh, sticky. 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 Barely. Barely. I don't know if that's plastic. But that one should be easy enough to get through. Well, get that turbo incabulator off of there. If you know about the turbo incabulator, awesome. From transaxial justification to pinion prolactable gear megable backlebach. You're going to have the transverse inductive repeater estimator. That's just a great gig. I'll go out walking after midnight, out in the night, just hoping you will be. So these ones like this, I don't bother with. If they're like 4, I'll cut them. After midnight, searching for me. So I don't feel that anywhere to be caught on there. I see you weeping willow, lying on my pillow. Maybe he's crying for me. No, it's probably yeah, it is a steel rod. Damn you, rod. One cut. 2, 3, 4. Ah. There. Now it's better. It's better. Almost done, boys. Almost done. That's what's been bugging me. There. Now it's flat. Get this. So I think there's silver back there. That's why I'm collecting them. That's why I'm keeping them. This right here. And then my other little bits and pieces of sterling. Sterling handle. And slide that in there. By Macarena. Oh shit, more bonus. I get the stuff for free. And then when I forget about something that's sitting over there, it's like I got something for free again. At least preemptively close. I need to get some more. I have a pair out in the car for whenever I'm right here. And I find something I know I'm going to be digging and moving trash bags around. If it's just something I just grab, like a cord or a solid, metal chunk of something, or a pot or a pan or something, I won't press too much. But if it's there's a lot of trash bags I got to go through or move around. Fine. Fine, fine, fine. When Daddy takes the T-bird away. We got Beach Boys. Gonna have fun, 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 fun till Daddy takes the T-bird away. Fun, 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 fun till Daddy takes the T-bird away. Man, they had all kinds of songs about cars back then. You had the Formula 409. And the GTO, my GTO. Giddy up, my GTO. I saw that Clutch, the band Clutch, is coming back out with an album that made me listen to Space Grass. Lone Dagger, 1970, Galaxy 500, engines on, ready, 1960, or whatever it was, 1970. Jesus on the dashboard. Then you have bands like Mushroom Head, which you may know. They're electronic scrap guy. Mushroom Head is local. They have Super Buick. I mean, the next thing I can do is cut it again. Yeah, I'm gonna end up with all kinds of like little. Not worried about that recovery. Probably just get insulated wire price for it anyhow. Because unlike insulated wire, where when they do the refining to get the copper out of it, they could reuse the the plastic and the shielding. But at least with iron, it's like the base of water. You need that iron for almost everything else. I am not a metallurgist or an alchemist or a chemist. I used to say chemist. It just made more sense. Chemist. You have chemist, chemistry, chemist. Hey, is this a fuse? Built like a fuse. Brass on the ends like a fuse. Hey, it's a fuse. So that shiny end, I'm like, huh. All right, so I'll take that because that's just free money. And that's another fuse. My wife is up there like, oh, that guy, he's so just, I'm 8 years older than she is. And I am the youngest of 4. Parents were born in 51. And my wife is the youngest of 3. And my brother is a little younger than my wife's mom. It gives you an idea on some of the age difference and references. Nerd girl. I love your lip smackers and your lack of perfume. I hope to have you home by curfew. Oh, that is still some MC Chris there for you. And in that song, MC Chris is referring to I'll Kick Your Ass Like River from Serenity. And Serenity was the movie version of the show Firefly. Firefly is coming back out with a new season or a new series. That is just going to be wire. Found me a magnet somewhere. I think I got some lurkers. Some chat lurkers. It's fine with me. Yeah, I found a magnet there somewhere. Oh, look. A little piece of brass hanging out. Bounces off like butter. Oh, that doesn't make sense. I should have just said it doesn't stick to the magnet. Get that off of there. Oh, what's this? Little resistor. I mean, usually that's what these are. Yep. Didn't get it all. I didn't get it all, but I know I got you. I don't know much, but I know I love you. That means if he doesn't know much and he knows he loves, then that means that that TV show back in the day, shoot, I forget what it's called. Virginia Roger. Something Like Us. About a couple people that had Down syndrome or something, and they like fell in love, and this is good. This is 80s. Roger and Virginia, something like that. But love has no bounds, I suppose. See if I can system the down of this right here. Do some chop suey. These ones I have done. Break. Break is right there. Get straight to that one, maybe that one. I really don't want to split that right there. Really? All right. No, oh well. Not gonna bother. So I got a little more done and down. These go in there. Yeah, I think when I go to do the boards, I'll get another pair like this, but longer neck. That's the proper jargon for what this pinchy part, but longer neck and skinnier. Maybe get something carbide. I said that on purpose because my wife said that she drives down the road down here, and there's a business that has a sign out buying carbide steel. My wife, she said something like, "Do you have carbide or anything?" I was like, "Yeah, buy that carbide." If I had if all the steel I had that I had got was carbide, we paid rent for a couple months. She looked it up. It's like anywhere from $12 to like $30 something a pound for carbide steel. A pound? Was it a pound? I think it was. But either way, yeah, it's a whole different thing right there. Carbide. I guess my young age of 47, 47, it's that many. I said before that it's nice to, what I do now for money, sell physical media. It is not a, it's not labor intensive. I mean, it tears up the knees because I'm looking at, having to have to get the stuff at these lower shelves, or I'm at stores, I have to go all the way down to like floor level to look at stuff or grab stuff. I try not to bend too much, but my back, my neck, everything. I feel fine, man. If I walked around canvassing again, all the joints hurt. And then doing this, just grabbing stuff from the trash, taking it apart. Again, I mean, it was that first chunk that I did. Stuff I had here. And then finding a whole bunch of, and it's like those apartment, like the oven range, that entire hood right there, and that motor, that hood is all steel, and it's 60 cents in steel. And it's almost one of those like, you know what, I don't even want steel. Then you realize that it adds up a lot. It adds up fast. Like if you start selling physical media, you realize that books add up really fast. They will add up really fast, but they're small, right? But in selling wise, it's the bread and butter stuff. It's the bread and butter. It's the steel has to be the steel is the bread and butter. You're still getting something for it, but not getting a lot. But when you add up all those little bread and butters, you end up with $100 of steel. And I think I have it on that phone, but the iScrap. Well, you know it. Well, I don't know who's also here, but you know it. The iScrap app. I've had 7 people here in months. So in a couple minutes, if more, because it's 9:30, if more people stick around, I'll dig off some of these boards and start cutting them up. Kind of stay online. Stay live streaming, I should say. But yeah, that I have, what is that? What, 2000? I think it's a 2002 Ford Escape XLT. So I got that. And my next door neighbor, who I never grew up with for 10 years after I moved in there, grew up with him. We've been up here for a while, and I got that Ford Fiesta, and the engine blew up a couple days after I got it. And my friend's mom, my neighbor, his mom passed, like maybe a year previous to me getting the Ford Escape, which was hers, and then got that when my friend's sister put it up, listed it for sale, and my friend owed me a car because I lent him my truck and it got towed and I never got it back. It was like a $500 truck anyhow, but so I got a little better deal on the SUV, but I had to put a lot of work in it. And it's got like 190 something thousand. Just did a new flex pipe on the exhaust. If it needs something, I'll take it up to the mechanic. He's reasonable. I got that engine replaced in that Fiesta with the engine that had 33,000 less miles on it. Swapped all the work, new battery, new cables for that, new fluids, new all that stuff for $3,000. New engine, complete engine swap out, $3,000. Ford dealership right beside me wanted like 9,000. It was like, no, you want 9,000 so you could buy that car because you want me to just sign it over to you because you think I don't want to deal with it over that price. So either way. So in that Escape, I don't have like the spare tire or anything in all that area, but I had enough room in there. I still have a little more room if I were to Jenga some more stuff around, but I got everything that I had that I've accrued, and a big chunk of that is some big bunk bed set that's tubular steel like this. Most of all of it is like that thick, and then most of it is all like this. And that's probably another 50, 60 pounds of steel right there in trash bags. I picked it up and like, oh yeah, clank, clank, clank. Sure enough. But that 65-inch TV, that back, and then I found a steel table frame that had glass on it one time. And that has like long screw dowel rods, like this long. I don't know what this place up here, if they categorize any of that stuff or not. Then, so that whole, I had to break the legs off. So that was probably, 65 inches diagonal. So it's going to do pipe thing. Well, I don't know exactly. So it's going to be 16 by 9. If we break it all down for 65, it's still 50, mid 50s. Yeah, mid 50, 54. So 54 inches wide. 50, a little more than that. Now I'm thinking about that. But either way. And that table was the same way. Those were bigger. A lot of the other stuff was just small, compact, and can fit in bins. That's why I need to keep it. But free is free. The only thing it took me was a little bit of love and some tenderness. That was Hootie. Hootie and the Blowfish. You guys talked me into it. I mean, I lost one person. Here it is. Nothing better than the smell of electronics plastic in the morning. I love that wasn't Marlon Brando. Was that Marlon Brando? Love the smell of napalm in the morning. So I have this for container. Food. Let's see. All right. So I know that this is wire. And I want to see. I don't want to do this right now, but how easy these are to extract. It's not too bad. But I wonder if I can cut it with these. Oof. I mean, this plastic's not supposed to be on it anyhow. All right. That way to be a little more organized. So probably. That one. Okay, that feels like brass. It's most likely. Nope. There is a proper way how to take these apart. I know that. Well, that's good timing, huh? Because my phone battery's about to die. I guess when my phone battery dies, that's it. So at 10%. So I don't know the purity of that gold. It's probably gold plating. I doubt it's pure solid gold because I could see some wear. The chips weren't too bad. But I got this whole damn bin. And these. And these. So let me grab a different box. Because that one's kind of beat up. Hey, I'm back. So those are gold. Gold under that steel. I assume. I'll have little ribbon wires like that. All right. So open these flaps up. You know, I only wanted. Oh yeah, and then the keyboard contact things. All right. So board with both fingers going there. No gold fingers. Plenty on that one. Plenty of ICs. These are gold interconnects. You guys just kind of start with doing this and until I end up with a bunch of other stuff to take apart. This was from a GTX 480, I want to say it was an 8 gig. And started getting artifacts many years ago. I hit on a shelf. I was going to RMA it. Well, I did try to, and I typed in the number. Like, this is not registered. So you had to prove, now you have to prove how you got it. And this one I got from a PC from the trash many years ago. So I told them that. And they're like, oh, it's probably in the trash for a reason. I was like, but it was working, man. That's the whole thing. It was working. And then it stopped working. How do we know that? Yeah, fair enough. That was the end of that pursuit. Whatever this is, just for that. So I don't know what material that is, though. But it's still going to be a DVI connection. You know what? There's one. Okay, steel. Those are steel. There we go. So at least I know that that's gold finger. That's gold finger connector. That's gold. Standard board. Gold. Those nice connectors. Some more. It's got some weight to it for its size. You can see which component burn out right here, right? So here's a good IC. Those are the ICs primarily. Always take that out now. Nothing else in here besides that. Oh, that's my other one that I made. That one's strong because I took two neodymiums, put the stronger one over the weaker one, or the weaker, however I did it. So these little bits right here, there's gonna be gold point. I mean, at least for these. Yep, yep. This is for a what do you call it? A laptop. Took apart like 4 laptops. I got to cut down that. If they have more like IC or other Goldfinger processing, that one's only got 2 legs. I have 2 legs. That one I just took apart today. That. Whatever's in this. Curiosity just got me more money. Copper. Oh, a little bit on there too. In fact, that has all kinds of goodies on it. What's this? The speaker, more likely. A copper speaker. Cool. That one has some weight to it too. So that is a look at later board. I've got a connector right there. So something like that, I would just do this with. That one easy. These. Oh, sweet. Almost sweet. Not what I wanted. Okay, so one went one way, one went the other way. Well, that's just a regular board now. Like I said, a minute, you want to know if the power went out or if my phone died. Hold on, wait, I actually brought my... I thought I brought my charger brick. I'm not going to keep going at this. When my phone dies, that's it. Hey, look, it's Adele. I came in like a wrecking ball. Oh, it's steel on that. Steel on that. Steel on that. Tears on the river. Push on the shove. Don't mean much. Jack Law's back. Fools on fire. Cold man's touch. Whisper on the street. Doesn't change things. Ah, cause blue on black. Okay. Piece of copper. Those are brass. Some Kenny Wayne Shepherd. Those are steel. I think it's some of this done. I mean, it has little chips on it. Little chip, let me in. Wow. I will maximize what I can, right? Put that back on there. And those are coated in some sort of epoxy or whichever to where I can't, even if I cut, I couldn't get them out of there. Whisper on the street doesn't change things. Gonna bring you back. Blue on black. That looks like a fuse as well. if it's not. You're fooling yourself. You're believing. Get up. Get back on your feet. Yeah, I sold myself that one. Some LED light bars. Made March 1st, 2023. Destroyed sometime in March 2026. There's a good one. My ass is in those switches too. There we go. That was an easy chip. Don't. Get back on your feet. There might be something. I mean, chances are there is. A little. I mean, it's going to be wee little. I wonder. I'm gonna put that in there. So yay! The only other thing are these switches, which would be great. So do this. Get on the easy way. No. We'll put it as copper. In a little bit of civil contact. Yeah, I will take that. How do I easily get to it? This whole separate container now. I'll put those in with the MOSFETs. Oh, yeah. All right, so at least I have an idea for that. I'll put that in that box. Oh, Mr. Moss. How was that steel? So if that's steel, then that's steel. And those are going to be. Get all those cut off now. I can just have this board completely done. Well, that is not what I wanted for that. Tin, steel. Steel anyhow. Why are you sticking to me, bro? Oh, it's not worth that. That was done. Gold cable. This has an IC I can cut out. All right, let's see here. So now the USB can come out. Yeah, a lot of these they just don't really want to. Aluminum cap. What's this? And I'm gonna do that. I might as well just keep doing this and. Get as much out of this ride as I can. Milk it for every penny. steel anyhow. That one I'm not depressed about. So that's going to be a USB. I'll just go with that for now. Magnetico. Cool contact on there. Xbox controller. Oh no, that thing goes in little rivets. Might be gold, I don't know. Something I'll figure out another day. I don't know which one is worth more. Things I don't know about, I'll just put in those ones there. Gold there, icy there. It's a pretty good little board. My phone percentage, I can't see it. SATA. So I was just covering something up. 1, 2, 3. Wee little one, just enough. SATA gold. Gold. I can't tell by that one. Gold. That's a nice gold looking board too. This is a pretty hefty board. Yeah, that's a good board. I don't know what it's to. I mean, I still have a chunk here. These things are like a little connector, wire connectors things that went to that 65-inch TV. That went from the board to the actual display. Look at that nice old chip. There's multiple on here. Seriously, that looks like if you're in the movie Blade Runner? No, Tron. Like if you're in the movie Tron. That's kind of cool, see-through-ish too. You really can't see it, but anyhow, some good stuff on this one. That one goes in that board box. And that's too few. Nothing else on that. So this is why, there we go. Probably about 20 pieces of laptop RAM. Some 1 pin connection. Good looking back. Multiple stuff on that. Have a little chip to something. I actually have my, I have a couple old, like 3 old CPUs that I got from tearing this stuff apart. Another gold board, junk. So there's going to be silver contact in this. What's up, Bruce? Hey, did you get stuck outside in the rain again? Bruce, hey. Come here. Come here. Bruce. Ugh. You get stuck in the rain, Bruce? Okay. I didn't really get stuck in the rain if he's in here now, right? Oh, I got one person on. Oh, no. Single piece of yeah. That was worth my while right there, buddy. So that's a little SMD, surface mount, well, not a SMD, a surface mount processor. What is this? Steel. Ran. Get that one later. Oh, silver in that. That's just a junk board now. Oh. Oh. Yeah, I got an IC right here. Probably brass in that. Got to look at later. 1, 2, 3. Aluminum caps. For that later. And that one. All these on this. It's going to be real easy to get up. Do with that one, smaller time. Put that in with that. IC already. With a brass contacts on that. All right, deal with that one later. Silver contacts in that. Yep. Gold connectors there. Yep. Burnt. This is a GFCI. It's in the trash here. Burn out. I got like 6 GFCIs, a couple other ones, and a couple switches free, right? With some copper wire. Some of these manufacturers put these on like, well, if you manage to get it apart, we want to make sure that you can't completely get it apart. Oh, there we go. Yep, keep that one. Silver nose. Oh, nice. With an IC. That one is way too little. Yeah, got at least 3 switches on there. Buttons. Nothing any good on that. Nothing any good on that. When I see toggle, this I believe was a this was a Roku. Couple in there. I wanted to try to do. Maybe I could just let me silver in this.